First, we will hear Sudha Udaya from Udaya Group. He's the CEO. And he will talk about owner building. So please, let's make him welcome. Sudha.
Thank you, Esther. Thank you for the opportunity to talk to you today. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sudha Udaya. I'm coming from Sri Lanka, migrated to Australia in year 2000. And initially I found employment at RMIT University as an academia. Then I was teaching for nearly 10 years. While I was teaching, I researched in Australian economy to find out how to make more money and not to pay any tax. So then I attended so many seminars and then educated myself how to find a strategy to move on while I'm teaching. Because I had a son and daughter, 12 and 9 years. They were in school, and then I started my journey. And then while I was teaching, I went to TAFE College again, because my background is engineer. I have engineering background and leadership and management. I got a couple of degrees and diplomas and half a PhD. So I went to TAFE back and got my builder's license. And then started building 1, 2, 3 properties for my own, and then for my friends, and then I started to expand. So after 14 years time, I got more than 25 properties by myself, and then I got $60 million worth contract in front of me, and running nearly 7 successful companies as a CEO and the president of a group of companies. So I'm privileged here today to share my knowledge and experience. And now I'm fully retired, because my son 25 years old and he's running my company. My daughter 21 years old, still studying at the university, doing a double degree. My financial controller, so there's nothing for me to worry. Construction managed by my son, bank is managed by my daughter. So I'm free to travel, I'm enjoying my freedom at my 55 years old now. So got good health. So what I do now, teaching all other people how to do the same thing, what I did. So it is initially 14 hours, 7 days, 365 days, full-time work. And then I never gave up. There was setback in life, as you all know. But I just had the courage to stand on my own and keep moving. Now, back to the topic. Today, I'm going to talk to you about this owner, builder, and the traps in the building industry. And I'm very vocal about this because I've seen many, I don't know whether it is the right word, culprits, or people making wrong, imaginary situation by deception. The industry, different sectors, they make a lot of money and they exploit people, normal mom and dad and consumers in the marketplace. And I experienced it, I saw it, and then I decided to branch out with a new entity called Property Investing Community, PCOM organization. I'm doing it almost for non-for-profit, educating everybody to grow on their own strength without falling into these pitfalls. So I'm opening up many shortcomings in the society and industries. You have already seen it, what I'm talking about in the financial industry. The biggest bank, Commonwealth Bank, Macquarie Bank, all the financial planners, they're driven by greediness and then giving advice by deception and taking all the clients' investment to a false hope, and then finally after a couple of years decimate to zero or to half. Right? So these are the true situations happening, true things in the society. So I'm here to educate you, not to get caught, even for these bigger banks. With all the licensed authorities and financial planning advisors and all the regulatory, highly regulated in Australian country, still these things are happening. Right? So my motive is through the property investing community organization, educate, give you financial IQ so that you don't fall into these pitfalls. I show you the pathway, what I did, what I practiced, and how I achieved. You are welcome to visit any one of my offices in Berwick, Dandenong, and Docklands, and you can book my time. It's free. I don't charge anything. but I tell you exact where you are, what you need to do, how to develop a strategy, how to grow bigger. Okay, let's come to this topic today. The 6 deadly traps to avoid building your own homes or even the investment property. So about Sudha, I've already spoken to you, and these are the subtopics: 6 deadly traps to avoid, and choosing a builder, and the contract guides, and owner-builder program. Right. Now, these are some of my qualifications and what I've achieved in the past in Australia. So I did this MBA and MSc in RMIT as a staff scholarships while I was studying, while I was teaching. And then currently I'm the CEO of the Udaya Pty Limited. It's a group of companies with, we have got the 5 skill set: architecture, design and construct. Then the homes and communities construction now. And then we have got engineering, and we have got the real estate. I'm full license like auctioneer. And then also I've got the financial brokering license, and my friend Frank is the director of there, running the brokering now. So that basically we have got the entire value chain captured, and we can deliver good value proposition to any consumer without any bias. And then I was a public speaker in value chain management. That is my expertise. And also I was academia, I was a researcher. And then I founded a new building methodology, building technology in modular building system. Last year, I was a keynote speaker in Bangkok, Thailand, for the modular building system conference. And then also we developed another combined heat and power unit to generate electricity. And then byproduct is the hot water, and it's patented and it's developed. And pilot project is run, and then sample site here available in the operation center. So in future, I need to do commercialization of these things, these ideas, as and when we grow. So what are the deadly traps? The biggest deadly trap is undercoating, right? And every day it is a challenge for me. And when I moved to my new building where I'm operating in Dandenong now, after 1 year's time, another builder moved 4 premises away, and then he put up the signage and the entire building dressed like my building, and he started practicing as a building practitioner and advertised heavily, and he went up to 168 contracts, and he quoted every design which I was selling. $30,000 less. So when they come and when I give the quote, they take the quote to the next door and they give $30,000 less. So obviously these clients, they go with me. So it went up to 168 contracts, and one day we see him on the current affair. He went bankrupt, declared liquidation, and doors were shut, and he was everywhere. And so about $12 million suppliers got disappointed. 168 contracts, the holders had half-built houses everywhere and got disappointed. So this is a common practice, undercoating. Undercoating happened due to 2 things. One is inadequate knowledge in the industry, because the industry is full of tradespeople, like they have been a carpenter for 5 years, then they become a builder. If you are a plumber for 10 years, then you can take the builder's license and can put the label builder, right? So building is a complex game because there are so many stakeholders participating in creating the value on ground. So if you are not adequately educated enough or intelligent enough to grasp all the variation and calculate all the cost element and finalize the final price, then they go by this so-called square meter area. Square meter area is not a prudent way of doing any costing or estimation. But the industry is such that everybody is asking at what price you can build. What is your square meter area? I never quote any square meter area because it's not good, it's not accurate, and this is the way that people go underquoting and winning the orders. So orders you can win by quoting, underquoting, and also most of these builders, they don't see because of the heavy cash flow happening in the work in progress. Because if you have 100 contracts and 100 quotes are in different stages, and the cash flow becoming rich and if you do not have any financial discipline in managing your business, what happens? They withdraw this money and go and buy a boat, buy a luxury car and live a life, and then come to the end of the program after 6 months' time and find that the money is not there to complete the project. That's why out of 5 builders, 4 builders go bankrupt because of this inadequate knowledge, inadequate project management skill, inadequate discipline to manage the cash flow. So these are heavy numbers. And then you go into dream, and gaga line when you see the big numbers coming into the account. But because of the work in progress, keep functioning, giving a lot of money coming into the account. And if you do not manage the process properly, then you go bankrupt. And that's why last year 10,000 builders went bankrupt in Victoria. So if you're going to develop any property, build up your investment property, build your own house, you have to be very careful to identify with whom you're going to build. Right? So on the quoting, so the price, you need to be aware that you need to get a proper QS, quantity survey, to prepare a report and to give you a quote. And then the other practice is during the building process, and most of the time they send variation. So legally, when you sign a fixed price building contract, you can have up to 5% variation. Right? And builder is allowed to give a reason and then charge, send you invoice, then you have to pay for that. Right? So then, when I give a fixed price contract, it's my company policy, it is fixed price. If there's any variation, I absorb the variation. Right? So that's how I created my brand power and the recognition in the market. That's why I get so many referrals and people coming through the door because of this good working practice that we have adapted. Because if you're a professional, you need to estimate. You should have the power and the knowledge to estimate what is going to be your variation, and then capture that variation and interpret it in a dollar value and include it in your fixed price contract, so there are no surprises to anyone. And everybody wants to build a builder. I talk to 10 people. So walking, talking, there are so many people, everybody wants to be a builder. If I ask what you're doing, I'm going to be a builder. Right? So people don't understand, going to the, getting the builder's license is not the license for you to build. It took nearly 10 years for me to master the game. So it takes a lot of effort, and because the entire value chain is very complex. There are so many service providers and raw material providers and suppliers, and all the ingredients that you incorporate in creating this house, right, finally create the total value. So if you do not have a good network of suppliers, good network of service providers, good network of professionals, engineers, architects, integrators, and site supervisors, you cannot create this product. So that's why when you become a builder and the experience you need to build up over a period of time. So when I started, I built only one house a year, just to get the experience. Because new country, new trade, new technology, I had to learn myself. But next year, then I learned a little bit, and started building. So now we are handling 31 projects, nearly 600 unit and apartment developments. And then quality of work as money runs out. So that is the story I told you, because if you do not manage your cash flow, and then what happened at the tail end of the project is running short of money, and then he starts cutting corners every day. Right? So if you go with an unprofessional builder who has no control about everything what he does, so then you are bound to go into bankruptcy, and this is the story I told you for premises away from me, what happened to him, with 168 contracts. So all this, half of the contract would have done by me without any disappointment, but because he undercut 20,000, 30,000, he won the